Time had the 1-point lead. What happened defensively in that 14-0 run for Boise State?
You know what, we knew going in that this team could really score the basketball. We knew they could really shoot the basketball. I mean, probably the best shooting team in the league. We gave them a couple second chance points to start. And it only takes shooters, just a couple good looks and a couple balls going through the basket. And, we did that with those guys tonight. They got a couple good, open looks to start. And, they got a hot hand, and give them credit. They made a lot of shots.
Last time it was Watkins who really hurt you on the glass. You held him to 1 rebound tonight, none on the offensive boards. If we had told you that before the game, would you have counted that as a win?
No, absolutely. We liked our chances on that. We knew going in that this was going to be the team that was most physical. I think up there at their place won the game last time with physical blockouts. They set better screens to get open looks the last time. If they had 4 offensive rebounds at the half, we finished up with 9. That was a big part of the game right there now. Give them credit again. They made open shots, and can't take anything away. Dremick was tough for us to deal with. I mean, by committee, he went to work on us and got to the paint and scored tough baskets.
And is that something you felt like there was not a whole lot you could do about because of the kind of shots he was making?
Well, you know what? And he hurt us up there at their place a little bit, getting to the paint. He's a crafty player. He's a crafty player who does a great job of getting in the paint. And I give him a lot of credit. This year he's gotten a lot stronger. A year ago he couldn't do that. And we knew going in that we needed to try to be physical with him. And he's gotten stronger. He's gotten stronger, and he's able to finish plays. And all you can do again is tip your hat to him and say, hey, man, you know what? He did a great job of getting in the weight room, utilizing his off-season, and it's showing for him right now in conference play.
You have Alan Huddleston in here with you. He scores 21 more than he's ever scored in the Bulldog uniform. And he was also at the center of that sequence that helped him out in that run where he's called for an offensive foul, then you get called for a technical, and then they make it a flagrant. How do you try to come back from something like that when it seems like all the momentum is just being taken away?
Well, I think you just keep working the game. I just said that to our guys just a little while ago. As much adversity we had in the second half, we cut it to a 2-possession game with an opportunity to finish out a defensive stop and with a chance to come back down to cut it to a 1-possession game. So I just think you keep working the game no matter what. You got to keep fighting. They're playing for something. We're playing for something. And at this stage right now, I said, we've got to take a great page out of their book. They learned a lot a year ago, having gone through this league, and they capitalized on it. And that's again a growth curve for us is to be able to win home games. They've been able to win home games this year to put themselves in a position right now for postseason play.
We'll go to BJ Antiola from the Fresno League.
Coach, you guys were playing really well defensively in the first half, and then started out slow in the second half. What was the difference in defensive performance?
Well, yeah, you hit it right on the head. It was the defense, really. I mean, we got the ball offensively to start the game, second half, exactly what we wanted. We knew all night that we wanted to really try to attack those guys inside. And, we came right out, and I think Brayden went to the line 2 straight possessions. But in a game like tonight, you can't trade baskets with these guys, especially when they can really score the basketball. It wasn't as much as what they were doing offensively as it was one-on-one plays. It got down to one-on-one personnel, and they were able to score.
Do you think it was because they had Dremick at the 4 and he presented matchup problems that your frontline guys weren't really able to be effective? I mean, your 2 starters in the front court, 0 rebounds combined, and Foster has an off night shooting, and Upshaw only plays 2 minutes.
Tonight, you know what, they put their will on us. Up at their place, it was quite the contrast of games. We put our will on them. They went big up there. They put 2 big post guys in the game up there because the guard at the time couldn't guard us. Tonight, we had to adjust, and we never could really get on point with stopping those guys with the smaller lineup.
Coach, it looked like a lot of the offense early on what was being scored off great defensive stops, a lot of those 3-pointers and stuff. And then, what about the struggles, though, in the half-court set? Why is that such a...
Well, I don't know if there's necessarily a struggle. It gets down to making shots and making plays is what it gets down to, And, our game plan going into this ball game was to really try to impose our will on those guys and put a bigger guy on the floor by trying to go inside, and really try to attack their small guy initially was our game plan. But for whatever reason, we weren't able to get that ball in there and capitalize, from the start of the game. But, which, again, we got some offense from our defense, with us not being able to do that. But we definitely want to put the ball inside against these guys all night and give them credit. They made shots. At the end of the day, we have to make shots.
Question for Alan Huddleston here, our player of the game after 21 tonight. You had your breakout game against them up there with 20, earned your way back in the lineup. Now you've been starting again. How much different do you feel as a point guard now than at the start of the season?
I feel a lot different. I think throughout the course of the season, went through a little adversity, trying to adjust, playing a new position, but I feel pretty comfortable playing it now and feel that I made the transition.
How do you respond after a call like the one that clearly you were upset about? You handed the ball to your coach and he got a technical for it. How do you clear your mind and get back focused on what's going on the floor?
Usually I remember the ref called it and it's going to stand. You being upset is not going to change it. So you just have to go on to the next play and keep plugging away.
What are you playing for the last 3 games of the regular season?
I really want to get a win streak going into the tournament. I think that'll help us a lot, just getting wins and building up our confidence. And I mean, once you get in the tournament, win one game and you go on to the next and it's anybody's game.
We'll go to Ricardo Cano from the Collegian.
And following off on that question, Coach, losing this game really increases the possibility of you guys having to play in that playing game. Where does the focus lie in these next 3 games heading into the Mountain West tournament?
Well, it doesn't change for us. I mean, again, win, lose, you keep this for one night. Obviously, we definitely play to win, and we want to win games this time of year to put yourself in the best possible position as you go into the Mountain West Conference tournament. You'd love to go up there and have 3 days and 3 games to win, as opposed to having to win 4 games up there. And right now, our next challenge ahead is going to be Colorado State. We got 40 minutes. We're going to play grown men up there who, they got 5. Seniors that play significant minutes who understand again this time of year what they're playing for. And Alan's done a great job for us too. I'll piggyback on that again. Alan was ready to play today. He came out, he was really focused, really challenged him to get his teammates to be as focused as he was in preparation for this game. And I think it was a direct correlation the way he played tonight.
And would you say that this is, I guess, proper preparation, having to face that big lineup for Colorado State, where you guys kind of, Cole Iverson was giving you guys a hard time last time?
I love this challenge. I just told our guys, I love the challenge of having to go up right now and compete against the level of competition that we have to go compete against right now, because we're going to find out a lot about not only our team, but some of our young guys as well. They're going to get a chance to grow. So this is going to be a great challenge for us to go in and see how we're going to respond to a team that's going to be ready to play and understand what they're playing for this time of year.
Go to Jackson Moore.
Alan, 2 big games against Boise State. Was there a matchup you like in that situation, or was it just a case of 2 good shooting nights for you?
I think it was just a case of 2 good shooting nights. My teammates found me. I was open and just happened to knock down some shots.
We'll wrap up with Paul Leffler from KMJ Radio.
Well, not all of those were open. There were a couple pretty tough drives there, and a couple you got knocked to the floor. You looked toward the end of the game, maybe off the collision with Hadzio Maravich, like you were in a little pain. How physical was that game out there?
It was physical. I mean, coming off screens, they kind of tried to run us off screens and bump us. And I think in the second half, they brought the intensity coming out with the point guard Marks. He kind of was trying to be a little more assertive. So I just think it was a challenge, but I think we overcame that.
One more for Coach. Coach, the 1983 NIT team was honored here tonight. They were a team that lost in their conference tournament to UNLV, blew a big lead in that game, and saw UNLV go to the Big Dance, so they're stuck in the NIT, a lot of people felt. And here, they absorbed that adversity, go on and produce something that we're still celebrating 30 years later. What was it like to be around those guys today, and what lessons can your team learn from their experience?
Well, I said to our guys, pre-game, prior to the game tonight, I haven't had a chance to be around those guys. You often hear me talking about a lot of times to these guys that this is the best times of their lives right now, and the experiences that they're going to have, they'll be able to share a lifetime with lifetime friends. And we heard those kind of experiences today from guys who hadn't seen each other for 20 years, talking about games, talking about practice. And those are the experiences that again, I talk to our guys about a lot of times, the opportunities. You have to seize the moment right now and really embrace what you're doing right now. Until, man, every one of those guys wish they could be doing what these guys are doing right now and playing what they're playing right now in a beautiful building. But again, those are the things I think you walk away with, and them giving back to our guys in that regard. Say, cherish every moment right now, embrace it, okay, and just try to leave it all out there and have no regrets.
Thank you.
All right, that's Rodney Terry on Post Game Show. Our conversation brought to you by FedEx.